Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, world. Hello, Philippines. Hello, universe. And hello sa buong mundo. Ayan. Welcome to Marvin Velasquez Songlists Show Season 2. In just a couple of minutes, ay makakasama po natin ang singer-songwriter and the song composer of the famous TV series in the US, Smallville, and all that. Just for the meantime, COVID update po tayo. In some parts of the Philippines, here in Metro Manila, inabolish na po, it is already voluntarily na magsuot po ng face mask. It's up to you to if you still wanting to wear those face masks. However, just now ay nagpalabas po ang DOH na medyo dumadami daw po ang COVID victim na naman. I think parang mild into moderate po ang kanilang kalagayan. So meron pong nagbabala po ang DOH na kung patuloy po ang pagtaas ng COVID ay maaaring ibalik uli na yung mandates ulit na pagpe-face mask dito sa Metro Manila in the Philippines. So, ingat-ingat po tayo. Andiyan pa po ang COVID. Huwag po tayong magpakampante. At lagi po tayong manalangin na sana ay ito doon na ang pagkawala ng pandemic na ito. And keep praying guys. So, because of that, I'll be playing The Beast from Wuhan, a song of hope against COVID-19. And yes, we already conquered and beat it. So, sana magtuloy-tuloy na. This song, Beast from Wuhan, composed by Erasmo Rusty Malilin, performed by Erasmo Star Talents and Entertainment Management. Here we go, Beast from Wuhan.
Virus from Wuhan that grips the lives of everyone.
This 2020 superbug makes everybody feeling sad.
Life's working and socializing. This awful scourge keeps us from winning.
This killer beast from Wuhan, spreading fear across the land. Together we fight against this feeling of the world. Together we stand. With God's love, we'll win this fight. Lord, hear our prayer. So let's all walk together as one.
So let us work together as one, hand in hand, united we stand.
We will destroy it to the ground. We will destroy it to the ground. Together we win this fight. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome.
Indeed, guys, we shall overcome. All right. So, make a shout out. Of course, our first viewer for tonight, Mom Ina, and she says, wow. And she added, wow, bossing. Of course, uh, birds arrive early, catches the worm, something like that. Mom Ina, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I'll be playing Mom Ina's song, Angel Ko, which is included in the upcoming musical film Pera Cuarta sa Lapi, entitled Angel Ko, rendered an original song by Ma'am Ina, the singing educator of the Philippines. Here we go.
Gabi at araw, panaginip ko'y ikaw. Pagkat larawan mo ang lagi kong tanaw. Sa kilos at ngiti mo nakasasabi, ikaw ang lunas at anghel ko sa pag-ibig. Kahit na sinong hadlang, anghel kong tangi. Pagsubok at dusa ay kakayanin ko. Sabihin man nila, baliw ako sa'yo. Basta't ang alam ko, ako'y iyo. Minamahal, mahal kita, anghel kong tunay. Dalangin ko sa may kapal, kapiling ka. Yay, 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 yay. Biap papira para perurero. Sa kilos at ngiti mo nakasasabi, ikaw ang lunas, anghel ko sa pag-ibig. Kahit na sinong hadlang, anghel kong tangi. Pagsubok at dusa ay kakayanin ko. Sabihin man nila, baliw ako sa'yo. Basta't ang alam ko, ako'y iyo. Na mahal, mahal kita, anghel ko tunay. Dalangin ko sa may kapal, kapiling ka. Anghel ko sa ligaya, bigyan mo ng pag-asa. Anghel ko, kailan pa man.
And that was Ma'am Ina with the song Angel Ko. And mag-shout out to DJ Dreamer, Marian Garcia. And the Tina Turner of the Philippines, Jam Mascareñas is watching. Hello, Marvin Velasquez only, she said. And because of the presence of the Tina Turner of the Philippines, I'll be playing her song, which is included in the upcoming musical show, Pera Cuarto sa Lapi, Beautiful in Pain. Na eto at hinahanap ko pa. Ayan. Ang layo kasi ng ano eh. Hindi ko alam kung ayun. Ayan. Beautiful in Pain by Jam Mascareñas. And please help me to like and share our show for tonight. And that would be much appreciated. Here we go. Beautiful in Pain.
This is my love story, a love so full of passion and desire that once lived in my heart, but strangely enough along the way, my great love became impatient to be free. Beautiful in pain is what my heart dictates. Beautiful in pain is what I feel inside. I'll be brave and I'll be strong even when my lonely heart cries, remembering our days of happiness that once filled with everlasting love. My life is filled in pain, but somehow I just get by, for I know my love for you will never, ever die. This is my love story, a love so full of passion and desire that once lived in my heart, but strangely enough along the way, my great love became impatient to be free. Beautiful in pain is what my heart dictates.
And that was the Tina Turner of the Philippines, Beautiful in Pain song. All right. And mega shout out to, wow, of course, Jamas Carinas is here. Len Vicapulong, kabayan, Len Vicapulong from the studio USA is here. Hello, lovely people all over the world. Thank you so much. And she added, hello, Erasmus Ortales in Entertainment Management. And she added again, hello, MVSS. And Alice Montero from Muñoz Science City is watching. Thank you so much. And Nenny Lance. She said, galing. Thank you so much, Paul, for watching. Ma'am Nenny Lance. And Len Vicapulong added, hello, Kabayan, Marvin Velasquez, the boss and overseas of the Philippines. And she added, hello, this is Jem Mascareñas. And she added again, awesome song, lovely sis. Jem Mascareñas, you nailed it. Heartfelt, love it, bravo. And of course, arigato gozaimasu. There are some Japanese people who is watching us right now. In just a couple of minutes, guys, our celebrity guest, Tim McGurry, he is a singer-songwriter from Naples, Florida, USA, who composed some of the soundtrack of American notable famous TV series, Smallville, One Tree Hill, Glory Days, and a lot more. So let's support him only here, exclusively at Marvin Velasquez Songlists show. Here we go. And of course, I'll be playing the soundtrack of our musical movie Pera Cuarta Salapi, my video song composed by Erasmus C. Malidin, shoot at Brighton, England. Pera Cuarta Salapi music video.
Dito sa mundo ay kumilos ka sa buhay mo. Biyahe dito at biyahe doon upang kumita ka sa takdang panahon. Kay bilis ng oras at araw, mismo tayo'y magsigalaw. Pera at kwartang kay hirap hanapin, laging ipunin, wag wawaldasin. Kung sa loterya ka papalarin, sa Las Vegas doon nakatingin, lumingon ka sa Monaco na rin, baka sa Macau ka sueswertihin. Pera, pera, kwarta-kwarta na, salapi, salapi, salapi. Pera, pera, kwarta-kwarta na, salapi, salapi, salapi. Pera, pera, kwarta-kwarta na, salapi, salapi, salapi. Kay sarap nang may pera sa bulsa, lalo na pag nasa palad mo na. Pera, kwarta, salapi na. Dubirubiram, pam, 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 param, pam, pam, param. Kay bilis ng oras at araw, mismo tayo'y magsigalaw. Pera at kwartang kay hirap hanapin, laging ipunin, wag wawaldasin. Kung sa loterya ka papalarin, sa Las Vegas doon nakatingin, lumingon ka sa Monaco na rin, baka sa Macau ka sueswertihin. Pera, pera, kwarta-kwarta na, salapi, salapi, salapi. Pera, pera, kwarta-kwarta na, salapi, salapi, salapi. Pera, pera, kwarta-kwarta na, salapi. Salapi, salapi, kay sarap ng may pera sa bulsa, lalo na pag nasa palad mo na. Pera, kwarta, salapi na. Kay sarap ng may pera sa bulsa, lalo na pag nasa palad mo na. Pera, kwarta, salapi na. Pera, kwarta, salapi na. Ligaya na, salapi na.
And that song was awarded as the best alternative music video on their 13th year New Hope Film Festival held at Pennsylvania, USA. New Hope Film Festival. Best alternative music video po siya. And of course, semi-finalist po siya sa Cannes World Festival. Mega shout out to, of course, here we go. Landy Capulong says, hello, lovely Ma'am Ina, the singing teacher. And she added, hello, Kabayan Aris Montero. And Rizlene is watching, so excited for tonight's show. She's from Talugtog, Nueva Ecija. And bag nga rabi yung amin apo dito. And Coach Richard Tubigon Barbadillo, mega love shout out po sa lahat. Thank you so much, Coach Richard Tubigon Barbadillo, for watching. And Jamas Carenes put a lot of plus. And of course, the radio presenter, Lord Murray McIntosh from Scotland. He is in the US right now. And he said, greetings listening from Pasadena, Maryland. All the best to you, Marvin, team, and all from Angie and Murray. Thank you. Mega shout out to Miss Angie and Murray McIntosh. And thank you so much, my friend Murray, for being the bridge, being the bridge that we've met with them, with team right now. And Sir Richard Barbadillo said, galing-galing naman po. I thank you so much po. And shout out, Mama Gemma Scarinas. And Landy Capulong says, lucky song, Mr. Marvin Velasquez. You nailed it. Bringing good luck, money, and prosperity with a lot of course, money symbol. And whoever who are watching right now will receive a lot of blessings and good luck. Don't forget to watch Pera Kwarta Salapi at your favorite theater soon. Yep. And Nami Namiki from Japan, arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much. And he said, good evening. Thank you so much, Nami Namiki. And Landy Capulong added, hello, Mr. Murray McIntosh and company. Greetings from Missouri, USA. And now I'll be playing the final trailer teaser of the Pera Kwarta Salapi. To be shown and premiered in select.
May Erasmus Star? Meron akong magandang balita sa iyo. Siya pala ang may-ari ng isang hotel casino sa Las Vegas. At naghahanap siya ng mga talent na dadalhin niya sa Las Vegas.
This is it, guys. Sisikat na tayo.
Papasukin mo ang showbiz industry. Dapat marunong kang kumanta, sumayaw, may ibubuga ka.
Gwapo naman yung bata. Matangkad, maputi. Ano bang ayaw mo doon?
That's my boy.
Kasi, papasikat pa lang ang anak natin, sisirain lang ng anak mo!
Lily, bigla ka napatawag.
Nasa Pilipinas na kami nakatira.
Okay naman tayo Excuse me? Mas maganda yata ako kay Lily.
Para kayo mga bata!
Okay, Tigil.
Baka may iskandalo tayo!
Ito ba ang plano mo? Ang magkasakitan kami?
Ididimanda kita sa kaso ng theft, estafa, at large-scale fraud.
Siguro mabuti nang kinuha lahat yung mga dokumento para maliwanagan ang lahat.
Sa dinami-dami ng mga babae, anak pa talaga nila!
At itong lalaking to, si Robbie,
doesn't have a future.
But he is my future.
That was Pera Kwarta sa Lapi. Wow! Nakaka-excite na talaga. And Jamas Camino says, hello everyone with a lot of heart, and also to the main man, Marvin Velasquez. And Ma'am Liev Ariola, all right, and she said, hi sir, thank you so much Ma'am Liev for watching. And Murray McIntosh says, Lord and Lady McIntosh, Cole having a wonderful breakfast and listening to a great broadcaster presenter, the boss and the prince of the Philippines, Marvin Velasquez. Thank you so much, Murray McIntosh. Ngayon ay nasa Maryland, USA. Keep safe there, and keep the ball rolling. And Landy Kapulong says, wow, so excited to see the movie. And Lev Ariola says, Sir Marvin, so excited for the movie here po. Wow, thank you so much. Please help me to like and share and comment, and of course share po tayo sa ating show for tonight, and that will be much appreciated. In just a couple of minutes, of course, the singer, composer, and songwriter as well from Naples, Florida, USA. He was the song composer of the famous TV series Smallville, One Tree Hill, and Glory Days. And knowing him tonight, his music journey, and be inspired, that really matters actually. Okay, so having said that, I patutugtugin ko of course ang isa sa mga magagaling nating singer ng Erasmus Star Talents and Entertainment Management. As a matter of fact, he is from Tawag ng Tanghalan, the Just Corner of the Philippines, Rico Garcia.
Strolling up Russell Square, gazing down Soho Square, walking through Piccadilly, we found ourselves in Berkeley Square. Love struck in London Square. Eros watch over us, taking some photographs, souvenirs that last forever. We're all together in Leicester Square. Love struck in London Square, and as we dance in Trafalgar Square, holding hands with magic in our eyes. Our hearts became one in Golden Square. Love struck in London Square.
Then at Parliament Square, Big Ben started to share. Bells pealed all day to greet us. People stared at the two of us. Love struck in London Square, and as we dance in Trafalgar Square, holding hands with magic in our eyes, our hearts became one in Golden Square. Love struck, ooh, love struck, love struck in London Square.
And that was the Just Queen of the Philippines, Rico Garcia, and of course, mega shout out to this Cynthia Garcia, the TV actress, and of course, singer, recording artist. And having said that, I'll be playing her song included in the upcoming musical movie Pera Kwarta sa Lapi, My Love Diary, sung by Miss Cynthia Garcia.
Book, and I call it my love diaries. It's a compilation of inspirational stories of love in this great big wide world. Love stories to be shared for lovers everywhere, of passion, of attraction, and of tenderness, and wisdom to be learned over my love diaries. Is just to love and to be loved in return. My love diaries, my love diaries, a collection of love stories here in my heart. My love diaries, my love diaries, memorable and so adorable in life. Shared for lovers everywhere, of passion, of attraction, and of tenderness, and wisdom to be learned over my love diaries. Is just to love and to be loved in return. My love diaries, my love diaries, a collection of love stories here in my heart. My love diaries, my love diaries, memorable and so adorable in life. Love stories to be shared for lovers everywhere, of passion, of attraction, and of tenderness, and wisdom to be learned over my love diaries. Is just to love and to be loved in
And that was My Love Diaries by Cynthia Garcia. While we're waiting for our celebrity guest for tonight, of course, we need to play more songs because they're having a little bit technical issue. But of course, it happens because we are live right now. We're not recorded. So it happens all the time. But of course, worth to wait. We need to know what it's all about the music journey of Sir Tim McGeary. He's from Naples. Okay, according to Lord Murray McIntosh, I stand to be corrected, Naples. Thank you so much. And let me kapulong sa hello, lovely sis Cynthia Garcia, the jukebox princess of the Philippines. And of course, Cynthia Garcia says, good evening, everyone. And to kapatid, Marvin Velasquez. And she added, hello, sis Leanne, and she added again, hello, Murray McIntosh, says by Cynthia Garcia, and Aris Montero put a lot of heart, and Lambi Kapulong says, gorgeous song, Kabayan Rico, the Just Score of the Philippines, you nailed it, David Bravo, and she added awesome song, see Cynthia Garcia, you nailed it, love it, bravo. And while waiting for our guest for tonight, I'll be playing the song included in the end credits of the upcoming musical movie Pera Cuerda sa Lapi, Crossroads by American singer-songwriter Danny Lynch. Here we go.
Satisfy feelings and emotions. Every move we make is resolutions to realize the goals in every action. We go through life each and every day to face the challenges of now and every way into the crossroads in life, make compromise the wishes that we strive. I'm in my crossroads, which road should I go? Is it this way, or is it that way? Don't know which way to go, oh, I'm bound to blow. Surely my heart will be hurt. Crossroads, 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 the crossroads. Crossroads, 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 Today I found myself at the crossroads. Which way should I go? Which way should I choose? Should I go forward? There's no turning back. Which road would lead me into pain? Come to me, rescue me. Don't know what to do. Which road will make me blue? Is it this way, or is it that way? Don't know which way to go. Oh, I'm bound to blow. Surely my heart will be hurt.
And that was Crossroad. Guys, lovely, lovely song, actually. Really, really lovely. And I'll be playing the Unreachable Star from the Premier Balladeer of London, Joel Esmeralda. Here we go.
From a distant horizon, there waits somehow all my dreams and my passion to be there at last and to follow the star wherever I am in this world, whatever life holds. Someday you'll see I'll get there with conviction. That's where I'll be to pursue my direction. I will try my best and reach out for my quest. The wish of my life is to make my dreams come alive. How wonderful to search for a bright star. It's so heavenly with celestial beauty, and to fly up high like an eagle in the sky. The unreachable star finally is within my range and sight. The courage to fight with all of my strength and might. Alone all by myself. This world, whatever life holds, someday you'll see I'll get there with conviction. That's where I'll be to pursue my direction. I will try my best and reach out for my quest. The wish of my life is to make my dream come alive. How wonderful to search for a bright star. It's so heavenly with celestial beauty, and to fly up high like an eagle in the sky. unreachable star finally is within my range and sight. The courage to fight with all of my strength and might. And I'm all by myself, the unreachable star, the unreachable star.
That was Joel Miranda, the unreachable star, and mega shout out to, of course, the Britain's Got Talent finalist, Miss Madonna Desena for watching. Thank you so much, Ma'am Madonna Desena for watching. And she said, woohoo! And she added Norbs, Calma, guest, kaya here, or play ang MTV ng new groups. Yes, I don't have it yet. But once I have it, of course, I will play that one. And Len Kapulong says, hello, lovely Madonna Desena. And she added a spectacular song, Mr. Joel Miranda. You nailed it. Every lyric is meaningful. Dream big, follow your dream and fashion. Reach your unreachable star and love it. Bravo. Ayan, we just, actually, our special guest is already here in the backstage. But however, unfortunately, they don't open the camera. There's some technical issue yet, but I hope it will resolve in just a few minutes. Okay, and of course, Cynthia Garcia is here. Okay, let me introduce you. Of course, the reason why we have the Marvin Velasquez Songlists show. Of course, I will be. Okay, here we go. Our special guest for tonight is Tim McGeary. He was born in Washington, D.C., and oldest son of 10 children. He is married for 40 years and 2 daughters, 1 grandson. All right. And of course, he had a Monday and a Beaches 1977 San Francisco. I gave my funk Jack to Ricky, and Joel's Got a Pop Gun. Neighbors and Allies, 1979 to 1981 New York Great David Bowie story. Wow, that's really amazing. And of course, there's a lot of TV shows his song composed was being played. And one of the best in top American series is Smallville, One Tree Hill, Glory Days, and Pray. Movies, Girl Got Mo, In Mysterious Way. Artist that cut one of his song, Jason Bradley, 3 Shots. And here we go. He is no other than Tim McGeary. Okay. So, all right. Carmela Bitonio. All right. The Philippine Shantu, something like that. I already forgotten. And Shell Velasquez is watching. I'm watching. Hello, Marvin. Good evening. She said for Pera Cuarta Salapi. And Ma'am Carmela Bitonio is watching. Thank you so much. And of course, I need to all right. Hello, Tim McGeary. Hello. 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 Oh, maybe I can just remove this one. And hello, team. That's it. That's it. You already open it. You open your camera already. Just continue doing it. You did it. Oh. Hello, team. You open it. You already open it. I saw you open your camera now. So what happened? Hello. Yeah, medyo may technical issue. Yan. While we're waiting for him, of course, I'll be playing the You're My Friend official music video by Erasmus Star Talents and Entertainment Management. There we go. You're my friend.
You're my friend, my one true friend. When I'm sad and feeling bad, you are always there to make me glad and show your helping hand.
I am so lucky to have you, and I thank you for being you. It's good to know you're there. You are always there for me.
My forever friend you'll be. You are me and I am you. You are always there when I call your name to share my life's joys and miseries.
You're my friend, my one true friend. When I'm sad and feeling bad, you were always there to make me glad and show your helping hand.
I am so lucky to have you, and I thank you for being you.
And now we are having Team Magiri.
Finally, oh my goodness, we're at a hotel, so it isn't the best. I'm at the Island Hopper Songwriters Festival in at Catawba, Florida, and so what's happening is okay, hold on, just take note of this. So I had to use my camera on the newer iPhone will not come up, so we're going to go with it just as far as we can. But it's great,
Yes,
it's
yes.
beautiful. And
Yeah, it's happening
here
all
we
the
are,
time
like,
because of course we are live. It is very natural that we're having some technical issue. Of course, it's live. And thank you for patiently waiting, and thank you for being patient enough to navigate all those stuff. And I salute you for that, team. And of course, please greet our viewers for tonight here in the Philippines.
hi everybody in the Philippines. It's evening. It's morning here. I just finished breakfast on this
Wow.
beautiful. Look, I'll just show you real quick. This is outside. It's out our hotel window.
Lovely.
Beautiful. We're right on the water here. Dolphins jumping, and there's all kinds of seabirds there. It's beautiful, and
Yeah.
they're luckily it's a beautiful thing. So.
Wow.
So and last night I got to sing with another songwriter, Shane.
Hello, team.
Oh, here.
All
Okay,
right.
here we are. Okay, we're back.
All right. Okay. So, of course, the people of the Philippines and some of the nearby here in the Philippines want you to know, please, without further ado, Team McGarry. Who is Tim McGeary in the music industry?
Well, I've been doing it a long time. I've been in bands for almost my whole life. But in 83, 84, I was with a band called The Rescue, or A&M Records, and we used to be the opening band. We did like 40 dates with Billy Idol. We opened up for Duran Duran,
Wow.
Stray Cats, Depeche Mode, The Cure, Berlin, Missing Persons, Simple Minds. We went out with them. Modern English, Thomas Dolby, Lena Lovitch. It was like it was sort of funny. We always say we're the greatest opening band. We never headlined. We just opened. But we Roxy Music. I mean, we opened for like 5 and 25,000 seaters. For 2 years in a row. It was so much fun.
Wow.
So. And then on my songwriting journey, so I've always written songs. I never can stop writing songs. But about 12 years ago, friends of mine, said, like, you write a lot of songs. You should go to Nashville. So I never thought about it. But so I went up there and I met this guy, Mike Kinnaman, he got me in his office. I called him up. I said, Mike, I'm in town. I was doing a festival up there. And I said, I'm in town. Can you come see me? And he goes, well, come on in the office. You got about 10 minutes. He's Music Central. It's a publishing company. And I had sent him some songs before, and he wasn't too impressed. But when I got on there, he goes, "Take a guitar off the writer's room wall, and you can play me one verse, one chorus of one song." So I played this song called "Hole in You," and it was "Hole in Me," and he loved it. And then that night, he took me to this unbelievable party of all these like heavyweights from Nashville, like the number one producers, and Dobie Gray was there, so I mean, it was just really fun, and just had a great time. So it was quite an experience. And now we're best friends, and we've been good friends for like the last 12 years. And he put me in touch with some really great songwriters. And so I will tell you that when I first went up there, I said, well, I'm a songwriter and I write a lot of songs, blah, 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 blah. And I went to Nashville and I got totally schooled. And so
Yeah.
some of the best writers. And I wrote this one song called American Made. And I think that was the one I played it last night. And I said, that was the one that's sort of like, okay, I'm getting this. And then after that, luckily I was like, writing with some really hit songwriters like Chaz Sanford, who wrote like Missing You for John Waite, Wayne Varble, Wait on a Woman, but that Gary Hannon, To Kill Makes Your Clothes Fall Off, writing with Dave Gibson, Ships Come In, Dad's Cadillac Con. I mean, there's so many great songwriters that I had the opportunity to learn from. And what I do now is like, I write with a lot of new writers, and I just tell them, I go, everything I'm going to tell you, I didn't invent. I'm just going to tell you it was taught to me, and I'm just going to tell you what made me a better songwriter, And the thing is, too, is like people go, oh, you got some really great songs. I go, well, I've written 1,000. So there's a lot of songs maybe, that wouldn't be, they're not so great, or just okay. And so I'm always striving to learn, be better, and at the same time, it's songwriting. I think I had to think like, the great thing about songwriting and the curse about songwriting. And of course, go ahead. I mean, I was going to say, for me, I love music when it connects to people, make them laugh, make them cry, make them, have a good reaction, a love reaction. Like last night, I have a song called Lucky to Find Love Again. And I always put out my wife's here, and I said, yeah, we've been married, we'll be married 42 years. And it was like, oh, and everyone gets it, you know what I mean? And it's like, then I have another one called Feed That Dog, which is funny. So, and make them laugh. But the thing is, the songwriter thing is I can't turn it off. I mean, it's it's like, I mean, at 3:30 in the morning, if I get an idea in my head, there's no way I'm going back to sleep unless I go to my phone and say the idea or sing the idea or write it down. Otherwise, I'll just, so not to wake up my wife, I just wander off to my little studio in the house, and I just put something down and then I go back to sleep. But otherwise, I can't. So
that's really amazing.
Yeah.
So how, in relation with that team, how did you start in the music industry? Was it a homegrown talent, or have you done some trainings and all that? And who are your music?
Okay. Well, I was going to say, are we there? Are we still there? I think I might have lost you. Okay. How are we doing? You still there? Well, okay. Basically, it was funny. I was a drummer first, and this band, they already had a drummer. So they said, well, can you play bass guitar? And I said, sure. I didn't have a bass guitar. So my friend's grandfather won a guitar at an amusement park, throwing darts in a balloon. And it was a inexpensive Japanese 6-string electric guitar. So what we did is we sawed off the 2 top nuts, made it 4-string, put bass strings on it, and I was a bass player. And I was a bass player professionally for like 20 years. But now I can still play bass stuff, really more like an acoustic guitar and producing. That's what I'm working on now. But I was a bass guitar player and that's how it started. I just put the drums down, I just started doing that. And, it was like fun. And I had some really good bands, I think I told you that one story. There's a band called Neighbors and Allies, and we were in CBGB. I don't know. It's sort of a famous rock club in New York City. It's gone now, but like everyone's played there, from Blondie to Korn to the Police. Everyone. It's it's ugly place. It's not pretty, but the sound was really good and just had a really cool vibe. And we played there a bunch of times, but we played there one night, and we had a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and with this guy Richard Hell in the Void, we were roading for him, and we told him, hey, listen, if we can come in and we'll roadie for free, and you can have the whole door if we can open up for you for Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at CBGB's. And we said, sure. So we played Thursday night, and Jimmy Destry there, he was from the keyboard player from Blondie. He was there on Thursday, and I guess he was working with David Bowie. So the next day, on Friday, we finished our set, and one of our friends was there, and he said, listen, I'll do the roadieing because David Bowie wants to meet you. We're like, what? You know, we're like, we're like 5 years old and shit, yeah. And the nicest guy, just, you know, we just talked about art and music, and he wanted to know who we were as people too. It was cool. But the coolest thing at the end of the night, you know, he went to the doorman and said, hey, what's that opening band getting paid? And he goes, oh, they're not. And he took money out of his wallet and paid us. I won't say how much because, you know, but it was significant amount of money. And so, I mean, how cool was that David Bowie paid for us to play, you know, and thought about our band and said, yeah, hey, these guys are talented and I want to make sure that they get paid for their art. So I never forget
cool.
it. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I've had
very unforgettable. Yes.
Yeah.
Tim, I have here your video song that I've grabbed and downloaded from your YouTube channel entitled Stardust. Let's play this one, and afterwards, let's talk about this and what is your inspiration about this. So let's give it up for Tim McGeary with his song Stardust. Here we go.
Every story has 2 sides. You got yours, I got mine. Wasting time throwing stones, giving fear and hate a home. We live, we die, we laugh, we cry. Let's reach across this great divide, and we're stardust, stardust, floating from a million suns. This is us, we are one. Supernova made of love. We are stardust. Drop your sword and your guard. Open your mind and your heart. Answers in the palm of our hands. So give me yours and give us a chance. Look ahead, don't look back. Let's work it out. From a million suns, this is us, we are one. Supernova made of love, and we're stardust, stardust. Supernova made of love, exploding from a million suns. Supernova made of love, exploding from a million suns. Supernova made of love, exploding from a million suns. Supernova made of love, exploding from a million suns. Stardust, supernova made of love, exploding from a million suns. We're stardust.
Thank you for checking out this exclusive in-studio performance from the music.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, Tim. How did you come up with that song, and what was the inspiration? Are you the one who composed the song?
We I wrote that with Donna DeSopo
Okay.
and yeah and we just um, we we came back. I had the idea and the chord structures or the music part of it, and I have a thing like I feel that like everyone wants to separate us with like with race and religion, and sexual identity, whatever. But
Yeah.
really, we're all one. We're on this rock that's floating in space, and there's seven
Exactly.
billion of us, and we're not. We should be together. This things with war is outdated. It's just like stop it already. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Mhm.
So I really feel that we're all one people, and we're all really actually connected versus we're separate, and I truly believe that in my heart, and we just have to like make sure or try to get people to realize that we're not fighting each other. We should we need to just be one, and that's the whole thing. Like I mean, we're all part of Stardust. We're carbon based beings, and carbon is like
Mhm.
the number one element in the universe, and so we're part of it. And if we want to get down like to the 13 billion years ago when the Big Bang whatever happened,
Uh-huh,
well,
uh-huh.
we're part of it. So the thing is,
Yes.
and that's what I love about music, because like you can go to a show and you could have all kinds of people, from religions, races, whatever, sexual identities, and when the music comes on, everything that separates us goes away, and everyone is in the music, and it's so powerful and so
Yes. And
beautiful.
we become one
And
because of
we
this
become
music.
and
We
we
become one.
become one,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's my probably my most important part of my music career is like trying to
Mhm.
bring people together. You know what I mean? Not separate
Yes.
us. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. I mean, because it's beautiful. And
Mhm.
how powerful that is. What
Really
so
powerful. Really
you know
powerful.
yeah.
Yes.
So that basically that song is just like hey, stop trying to pretend you're way different than me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And even though you have maybe different policies politically, maybe different religions. I know we were in Cordoba in Spain, and we went to they had this. They talk about it like in the year 1000,
Mhm.
and the Muslims, the Christians, and the Jews all lived together, and no one cared about the religion. All they did is they worked together. It was enlightenment. It was about medicine. It was about knowledge. It was about all these
Mhm.
things. It was so
Mhm.
beautiful.
Mhm.
And in Seville or Seville, as the Spanish pronounce it, there's a mosque, and in the mosque they put a cathedral. So there's a mosque and a cathedral together in the same building, and it's beautiful. It's incredibly beautiful. If everyone goes to Spain, you need to go to Seville or Seville, however you want, Seville. It's amazing. It's just so beautiful,
Amazing.
and I think that's so
Wow.
cool, right? So
Really cool. Tim, you mentioned us a while ago during our pep talk and in the messenger that your inclusion about your song composition in the TV series Smallville, One Tree Hill in Glory Days. Please tell us about a bit with your experience with this popular TV series in the US.
well, we had it was funny. I have my lucky number is 17. I don't know why it
Ooh.
keeps on coming up and up and up. Well, the in Smallville, the scene was the girl said, "I haven't seen my dad in 17 years," and
Mm-hmm.
I had written a song before that, years before that, but it was called 17 Years Down. It was like perfect. So
Lovely.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then for One Tree Hill, there's a song called "Cry," and what they did is they ended a scene of this TV show with it, and then they started the next scene with it. So it was like starting, ending, and then starting the next scene on the TV show. So those, I mean, they still pay me today, so it's just great when I get that little royalty check coming in the mail. Um,
Ooh.
so
Lovely.
yeah, and then Glory Days, and I've had one Pray. I've had some other movies, smaller movies, stuff like that. One's called the Confederate one that's in there now. We have a song that we wrote. It's about like the two brothers fighting, from the North and South, and just I don't know. We just and that was how we got that movie. We actually were writing the song, and this person he rents a room out, so we had a cleaning person come in
Mm-hmm.
to clean, and she happens to know I had a connection to the guy making the movie. And he heard the song. He goes, "That song, my friend's doing this movie about the blah, 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 this Confederate thing, this guy." And I said, that song sounded like it would work perfect. So who knows, how your connections from.
Wow.
I was telling
Tim,
some,
we have, sorry to butt in. Tim, we have valuable message from Lenvi Capulong. She is from Missouri, USA, and she said, "Music is the universal language. Music joins and unites us together internationally without discrimination." Wow.
that's true. It's so true.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for.
I've watched some of your TV casting in Bread Morning, something like that. I forgot I think way back 2017, and you've mentioned there that your being a songwriter, a singer-songwriter, is both blessing and curse.
Right.
Please expand that notion in that sense, Tim.
Well, the blessing is that you can write a piece of material in a song that connects to people, that brings them, which is beautiful. And the curse is you can never turn it off. Like I said before, it's just it's one of those things that, like, if once you're like a songwriter, it's almost like I'm grateful and I'm very filled with gratitude and thank God, my source, that for some reason I have this gift. You know what I mean? And it's not like just it's something that I've worked on too, and it needs to be improved every day, and I keep on improving. I'm never like satisfied on, what I mean, where my songwriting is. I just keep on working at it and working at it and trying to make it better all the time. So, but the thing is, I really, my wife will tell you, like, we go to Europe and I bring my little guitar. Now I did some songs there. I did some shows in Europe, in Chesney, Germany, Scotland, and Portugal and stuff like that, and I have this little traveling guitar, and it's hard for me to be away from my guitar. It's like, because I'm always writing, and
yes.
I've had a lot of different artists cut my songs, from Jason Bradley, Cash Creek, Amanda Nagurney, there's a lot of them. And so a lot of indies, but actually, it's cool when like somebody like William Shatner from Star Trek does one of your songs. He did with so
I think there's
that's my wife fixing her computer, and the computer's like so well, you can put headphones on and
sure then.
So
okay, I have Tim, I have your song Wounded Man. Am I correct?
Right.
Okay, I want to play this one and just explain us a bit of the inspiration of this song. So let's give it up for Tim McGeary from Naples, USA, with his song Wounded Man. Here we go.
Thank you.
Sugar Shock Sessions, yeah. Thought his love could make her stay, but fate had other plans that day. Forever held her in his hand, forever left him a wounded man. A wounded man. Charred heart and black as coal, scorched his pride and burned his soul. Never had a snowball's chance, such was the life of a wounded man. A wounded man. Never met a man so unblessed, very deep, in deep regret, living in a broken promised land. Old man lived by the gun. He was shot by the sheriff down in 91. Way too young to understand. Left his son a wounded man. A wounded man. Mama was an eggshell ready to fall. They found her one day in a bathroom stall. Blood on the floor, a knife in her hand. Left her son a wounded man. A wounded man. Never met a man so unblessed, buried deep in deep regret, living in a broken, a promised land. Oh Lord, have mercy on a wounded man. Laid him down in a box of pine. No one came and no one cried. Angels came and took his hand, welcomed home a wounded man. Peace at last. A wounded man.
That was amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have to thank Ray Nesbitt. He was one of the co-producers on that CD, the Secondhand Saint CD, and Sheena Brooke, who's an amazing artist here in Naples, and she has some great songs herself. She's awesome, and was really I asked her if she could do some harmonies with me. She said sure. So she showed up. We did the film, and the film crew there was really great. It was really fun day, and yeah, it was nice. I mean, it's nice when you can do these live videos, and everything's sort of like, the microphone's right and the guitars are sounding good,
Tim,
everything together.
what that was live recording?
Yeah, live recording. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are sounded amazing. Mega shout out to Nami Namiko from Japan. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much, sir, for watching. Okay, Tim. What is your specific genre? Can you categorize your musicality? What kind of artist you are? Your genre?
I think for me, I would say like Americana, a mix between Americana, country, and rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I do a lot of different music. I mean, I work with a guy named Lonzo Bartlett. We have a thing called the TNL Project, which is the soul stuff. We have one, Who Loves You More Than Me, and Two Other People. And I have another one, Sammy, that we're going to post to get him to sing and we together, and it's more of an R&B thing. But my genre that I sing is more that sort of country, Americana, or just pop rock. I'd say like Stardust is like sort of a pop rock kind of thing. You know what I mean? In a way, not dance pop, but just a pop song, I guess. That kind of rock song. The Wounded Man is more of a country Americana song. I wrote that with my friend Corey Barker. I had that little riff I was doing on the guitar, that one. I was in the kitchen, and I just started. I don't even know where it came from. I just started playing it. Like it was like my wife goes like, "Keep playing that. That sounds awesome." I went, okay, so I just kept on playing, so I made sure I remembered it. And then I told my friend Corey, and I had to sing about Wounded Man because there was a lot of things going on from a lot of people that came back from the war from Iraq. And a lot of men that were, there's a lot of suicide problems and PTSD and stuff. So I said, well, for some reason I had the Wounded Man in my head. And then we talked about this, and Corey Barker is a great lyricist and stuff. And we worked together on that one. And together we came up with the song, and it's one of my favorites, actually, you know what I mean? So, and a lot of people like it too. It's like it's because the ending,
Yeah. And as I noticed, Tim, you have a very authentic sound, that very unique, actually. That when somebody hearing you without seeing you yet, they would recognize you that you are the one who sing, because you have this authentic and very peculiar sound. It's a gift, actually. It's a gift. As a recording artist and of course as a singer, we should have our originality and authenticity for us to make us,
True.
make us unique, and you have that. So
Hmm.
that was your gift. Maybe you have a gift from your throat, that you have this authentic sound, and it's really amazing knowing that you're doing well. And okay, in relation with that team, since we are in the middle of the pandemic, as a matter of fact, the mandates all over the world is already been loosened up. I want you to define COVID as an artist, because of course at first it's a worldwide catastrophe. We aren't allowed to do our gig outside. As a matter of fact, we confine inside the home, and we just did our music in all that. So as a musician and artist, how do you define COVID? Was it as an opportunity, curse, or blessings?
Well, I did a lot. I still wrote with different people. We did it like over Zoom, or it's like we're doing now.
Yes.
I've been writing with people in Denmark. There's a band called Starlingville. My friend Anders Anderson, and that song is getting played on the Danish or Denmark's national station. So that's good. We got a song called Getting Better, and that worked out well. But what I did is basically, I was always writing songs, but I wasn't recording songs like myself. So what I did during COVID, you know what I mean, is like I went and got like a really nice computer, and I worked on with Logic Pro, and I got and I took a course called Musician on a Mission, and what it does, it teaches about recording. So we went to I worked on that, and I just started, it was so funny because when I was first beginning, like, cutting, pasting, automation, I was like, oh, I can't do it. Now I'm like, it's like zip, zap, it's like, I do it all the time. So I think today as a songwriter, there's a couple things. I mean, today, because of the young guys, you have to like write a song, sing a song, and be able to record it. So I've been doing that, and putting out some recordings, and like there's some other, like you hear some other rock songs on there, like I Was There for You, or I'm Never Gonna Lay Down, or Want to Get High, or Am I Wrong? I mean, these are all ones that I'm doing like in my studio, and so there's a more like in the rock genre, but because I'm an '80s rock child, of course, I have to a little bit of my roots, but
Yep.
so for me, COVID was like sort of it was a good thing in a way for me. You know what I mean? I had to because I had to teach myself, and it's like anytime you have to do something new, right? It's like, oh, I don't know if I learn that. You want to be lazy, but I just said no. I just forced myself to learn it, and again and over and over and over. And the thing is, what the Musician on a Mission is nice is that thing, the Musician on a Mission. For anybody that wants to get back into recording and really learn stuff, once you're in all those things, that all those different classes, they stay there forever. So you can always go back and say, oh yeah, I got to go over that EQ parts again, or I got to work
Yeah.
that thing on compression, because you really learn how things work. Instead of like, me put a compressor on it, that squeezes it down, makes it louder. No. You can do so many things with it, like, tone and shaping,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and have some stick out. Equalization, like, people say, well, turn that up. No. You find that some instrument that's sort of masking it, you take that frequency out, and all of a sudden it pops up like, did you turn it up? I go, no, I just got rid of something that was in the way. So I mean, all these things that I learned, it was like, so you sound better. And then I got some better plugins, I got better microphones, stuff like that. And I have a lot of friends, like my friend Ray Nesbitt, Trip Weir, and some other people that I record with, Nick Sturm and stuff, and I watch them, what they do. You know what I mean? I learn, like, just one trick, like, is like when you do like choruses, right? And they want to sound really big, you put this low, very low pad that's like sort of underneath just the chorus, and all of a sudden, you don't know why, but the thing just sounds huge. It's like, whoa. It's like, it's like, right, it's just like this big sound, and it's just a small thing, but it's like, oh, okay, I see how that works. So now I do, and I was like, man, the chorus is really popping out. They're like, they're giant. I go, I know, because I learned the trick. So not tricks, but just different techniques. So, and I'm always learning. I mean, the thing is, if you think you have it all down, you need to do something else, because
Yes, and based on your experience, of course, you treated like this COVID is both blessings and opportunity for you to work with other people across the continents, and it makes you learning more in terms of technology. And I think, of course, in respect to those lives who lost us, because
Mhm.
of this COVID in the middle of pandemic, but
That was
um,
sad.
things already happen, and all we need to do is to move forward. And in relation with that, I have the song, the church. What is this?
The church.
Yeah, the church. All right, so people of the world, please listen to a good friend of mine, Tim McGarry, with his song, The Church.
The church.
Here we go.
Thank you.
This song's called The Church. When I go to Nashville, there's a small white church with a red roof that I've been passing for the last 8-9 years, and I thought, how many people have been baptized or married there? So it goes something like this. 1, 2, 3. I've been here 100 years today. Been through fire, snow, wind, and rain. You're always welcome, my new friend. The doors are open, so come on in. I seem rich and I seem poor, wearing out my hardwood floor. Inside these walls have found their way, stood and sang Amazing Grace. From the little white church with the red roof at the edge of town, it's where I serve my time, on sacred ground. I got a bell that rings real true, a holding book in every pew, a cornered pulpit, and a cross on the wall. My new friend, you can come and take it all. I seem rich and I seem poor, wearing out my hardwood floor. Inside these walls have found their way, stood and sang Amazing Grace. From the little white church with the red roof at the edge of town, I guess I served my time. Tomorrow you're gonna tear me down. Tears of joys in wedding gowns, baptized babies too many to count, folks in caskets heaven bound. I seem rich and I seem poor, wearing out my hardwood floor. Inside these walls have found their way, stood and sang Amazing Grace. From the little white church with the red roof at the edge of town, I guess I served my time. It's tomorrow you're gonna tear me down. After 100 years, no, no, no.
Wow.
Okay.
Amazing. And because of that, we have a valuable message and comment from Missouri, USA. Uplifting song, Mr. Tim Aguirre. Every lyrics is meaningful. You nailed it. Love it. Bravo. She said, thank you so much, Miss Len
Oh,
V. Pulong. Okay,
thank you.
Tim, technically, you are an amazing songwriter and lyricist. I want to ask you this. In your songwriting, what comes first? Was it the lyrics and then music, or music and then lyrics? Which is which?
Well, it changes. There's no like I don't have a particular part. I'm pretty much I have music, and then it gets me to go lyrically in that direction, you know. But
Mhm.
sometimes I have like an idea, and I put the idea down. I to tell you a funny story. So my friend got married, and his old 90-year-old country grandma, you know, she
Mhm. Mhm.
she she's like the new bride. She's like, now, darling, she goes, you want to have a long and happy marriage? And of course, like the new bride's like, well, yes, ma'am, I do. Well, honey, I'm gonna tell you the secret. New bride goes, well, what's his? She goes, you got to be good to your man because you don't feed the dog at home. He'll be digging in the trash. And I went, oh my God.
Uh-huh,
So,
yeah.
so I mean, it's like, you know, like you get a funny thing, like, where's that come from? You know, so you hear something sometimes, you go like, oh my, feed that dog. So funny. So, I mean, and then, you know, have other stuff like that when I was there for you, I had a friend of mine that was involved in a bad car accident. He wasn't hurt, but the person that hit him was on this motorcycle and hit his truck when he was standing still. And the at 120 miles an hour. So I don't want to tell you how bad that the kid looked. That you know, so and he was traumatized by it, and he was like, you know, bad. So I would call him up every day and would talk, you know, try to, you know, because you know, being a paramedic and a firefighter, you know, I went
Mhm.
through some of the same stuff. So I just and the sometimes what you have to do is you got to make somebody talk about it and talk about it and
Yeah.
talk about it. So this way
Mhm.
they can get it off their chest and don't, you know, internalize it because it doesn't work then. So,
Mhm.
you know, the stuff like that. But a lot of times I just like, you know, I get like a music riff, like that Wounded Man one. That was just a riff, you know, started and so was that one. I wrote that church song with a guy named Lee Bach, and and this is, you know, they say like, oh, don't be name dropping, but his like great grandfather was Johann Sebastian Bach. I was like, dang, that was awesome. So right, so
Really
yeah,
awesome.
I mean, yeah,
Tim,
and it's true.
and you also mentioned me before during our pep talk in the messenger that you are a retired firefighter, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And what was the transition of being the musician and being the firefighter? How was the transition in all that
Well,
and doing music and all that, and something you are actually being a firefighter
yeah.
wasn't a joke. Actually, what that wasn't a joke.
No, it was what happened, I had a company that went bust and I was working I work in two jobs in a restaurant, you know, trying to, you know, make money for my family because I was sort of old school,
Mhm.
like, you know, you're the man, you got to bring money home, and I was probably sleeping about
Mhm.
3 hours a night. But, you know, I did what
Mhm.
happened. But one of the waitresses there was going to paramedic school, and I said, oh, I could do that.
Mhm.
So I went to EMT, got my paramedic, and I got a flight medic. I was in the hell about 5.5 years as a flight medic, and then my organization that I was with, the Collier County EMS Emergency Medical Service, said
Mhm.
we want to cross train you as a firefighter and a paramedic. I mean,
Mhm.
so I went to firefighting school at 44 years old, which is like way old. You know, guys are usually like 20s, but luckily I was training for the half marathon, so I was like in my
Mhm.
probably the best shape of my life. So got through
Mhm.
that. So I did that, you know, but I was with also with the so and it's a great, you know, it's a great career because, you know, what you're doing is you're helping people for a living. Like, you know, you might
Yes.
be there like their worst day or the might, you know, like, I mean, I birthed babies. You know, I save people. I mean, one of the first calls I had was a drowning baby. It was like, came in like, and I was like,
Oh.
and we hear like a 1.5-year-old drowning. And a lot of
Mhm.
times it's a near drowning, like, you know, they just fall in the pool and they pick them up. This kid was like CPR in progress. And I'm like, oh man, here we
Mhm.
go. And I was a brand new paramedic, just got certified by the medical director. And
Mhm.
so I get there, and the dad runs up with this purple limp baby, help me. And so, but we got him back. And by the time I got him to the hospital, he was crying, and he came home 8 days later, no deficits. So that was a
Mhm.
beautiful thing, you know. And I've had some ones that didn't work out. I never thought when I was a paramedic with the people I had to work with that was I was trained to do certain things, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
medical procedures, and I would do
Mhm.
them correctly. So, but for me, it's like I never thought like, well, I'm the reason why you lived. No, I don't. I sort of went to higher power. You know what I mean? Said, listen, if it's their time, it's their time. But I'm going to do everything
Yes.
I can to save this person, save their life. Get them breathing, make sure the heart rate, because that's really you do as a paramedic. Make sure they breathe
Wow.
and the heart rate and blood pressure. So,
Mhm.
and I've seen some very dramatic, and I had some really tough calls and stuff like that. And then from that, I was a thing called the DMAT team, which is Disaster Medical Assistance Team. So in 2001, when the towers were hit in New York City, I went up
No.
there for 2 weeks and worked on the pile at Ground Zero, which
Oh.
was, and I tell people all the time that so many random acts of kindness. America has this thing like, we are at our best when things are at our worst. Everyone, because
Mhm.
most people are good, and I can't tell you how many times. And then also too with the DMAT team, I also helped one of the victims of the Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, and again, we helped those people. And again, random acts of kindness, one after the other. People like, hey, listen, how can I help? Little girl bring her doll. This little 5-year-old girl brings up, because this is my favorite dolly, but I want to give it to a little girl that has nothing, and 5 years
Mhm.
old. I mean, how beautiful is that? That this child got it. You know what I mean? I have a lot,
Mhm.
and there's a little girl that has nothing. I want you to take my favorite dolly. I'm going to give it to her, not the one she was throwing away, her favorite. And so I mean, stuff like that. Like, and then um, uh, I can tell you a million stories, but the bottom line is that most people in the world are good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they are, and they will. They help each other, and they'll help each other. Of course, there's some people they're not so good, or like have something that they're too more selfish than giving. But I find that most people that I've ever met in situations that they're are good. Um, but it was like the beautiful thing about the paramedic, the way our scheduling is, we used to do 24 hours on. So you'd be at a station for 24 hours, and you were like,
Mhm.
sometimes you're up all night, sometimes you weren't. And then you were
Mhm.
off for 2 days. So what I could do is, so if I took one day off, I had 5 days off. So what I could do is we had a thing called swaps. I would work for somebody, a couple of their shifts, you know what I mean? And then they would work for me. So if they work like 2, 3 of my shifts, now I'm off, and then I took 2 vacation days, I could get 2 weeks off at pretty much any time I needed. So, and then so then what I do is I'd run up to Nashville for 2 weeks, drive up there. I get about 2 weeks. We'd write, I don't know, 25, anywhere from like 20 to 30 songs, in 2 weeks, just like boom, boom, boom. I was like, when I get up,
Whew, lovely.
well, I
And
mean,
I think it helps. It helps sometimes that from your invasive nature of work, you also doing some music. It's kind of relief, actually. You
oh,
you
it's
can
cathartic.
you yes, actually. And I want to tell you this, Tim. You are so commendable artist and musician. Apart from you are
Uh,
embracing and look after the humanity by serving them. Um, for life to
oh,
save
thanks.
lives you
Right.
and apart from helping them and looking them after you have this uh, heart to do so of making some good music out of it, so you're
Right.
very commendable.
Oh,
Thank you
well,
so much
thanks.
for sharing that.
Well, the thing is, I'm also 36 years clean and sober,
Mhm.
so, and, I was, I was in a bad way 36 years ago. And then, so we went through that. And then, in 2008, I lost my son in a car accident. My 18-year-old son died
Yeah,
in a car accident. And
so sorry to hear that.
it was tough, but I'll tell you a beautiful story. And this makes me believe in God and Source. So
Mhm.
what happened was, we had about 10 days after the funeral, the celebration of life, we went outside and this single white flower grew. Now it hadn't rained. It wasn't in like sweet soil. It was like sort of rocky. Now we had been in our house for a long time. We've been in our house for, I think, probably 10 years, 12 years. So we knew everything, pretty much, what grows in your yard. But this thing just popped up. So his name was Trevor, and we call it Trevor's Flower. So a couple days later, my wife went out there, and the original flower closed up, and there was five flowers just like the first one. So she went to go to the phone and call me and tell me, and when she got there, the phone rang, and it was the nurse from the organ donation. And she just said, "Hey, I want to tell you that 5 people's lives were saved from your son's gift." So I said,
Oh.
like, so I mean, and I thought, like, what a beautiful gift, how God can show you his mercy Didn't have to be something big. He just said, I'm going to take 5 flowers, and you know I'm there. So, yeah. So, I mean, and I've had many spiritual experiences after that. So I think, yeah. So so now I tell the story, it makes me tear up.
Yeah,
But
me too, Tim. Me too. Because
yeah.
just like you, I went through a lot of obstacles as well.
Mm.
Losing best friends, losing a brother, something like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
the mere
So,
fact that your son serves and save lives
mm,
through him, it's a merciful, God willing things to happen. And
sure.
the good thing is that valuable person who the recipient of your son
Son. Yeah.
organ was connected to you and to your family. Now you have
Right.
five, you have 5 childrens now, actually,
Yeah.
through them.
Right.
And I think everything happens for a real
Hmm.
reason. And I must say, I'm a fan.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not just a fan of your being a musician, but I'm a fan of your how you embrace humanity
Oh, thank
and
you. Yeah.
how you look after people and your loved ones. And
Well,
now you are disclosing your heart to Philippines,
yeah.
to the whole world. And thank you so much for that
Well, I mean,
valuable
and the thing is
thing.
too is like with my addiction thing, like people go like, my father's go, don't tell anybody you were an addict, and I go, Dad, I tell
Mhm.
everyone I was an addict because I'm not an addict now. 36 years later, I got through it. And the other thing is, I thought about it and I said, I thank God that I went through that thing of being a drug addict at that time, because I helped so many other people with addictions. I mean, I can't tell you how many. I mean, we went to the funeral of my son. People would come up. This one guy goes, "Hey, remember you helped me like 10 years ago? And I was all strung out. Well, now I've cleaned up. I got a wife and 2 kids, a house, a great job. I straightened my whole life out. My whole life's changed. And I want to thank you. And not that I did anything, but like maybe, just you say something, it might be the start. So
Mm.
the thing is, for people that are in that, like, unless you experience that powerlessness, how can anybody say like, oh yeah, I get, how can you understand what I went through? Well, I said,
Mhm.
exactly. I know how to understand what you went through because I went through it. But I also
Yes.
showed you that you can rise above it. You can put it down. You can change everything, change your whole life. And so that's what I was trying to be. Like I have this song. It's called the Goodbye Song. I wrote a song about my wife hates when I play it, but it's like about the day I pass away.
Mhm,
And the one
mhm.
line's, and I said, like, I made some mistakes more than twice, but somehow in the end, I got it right. And that's sort of like basically for me, you know what I mean? Yes, we all make some mistakes. I mean, and what do we learn the most? I mean, when we learn something, what is it usually the most powerful thing? Is the mistakes we made. It's like, oh, I'll never do that again. You know what I mean? I mean, things like, say you learn the hard way, but sometimes that's the way we learn that. And sometimes the things the most adverse, the things that like, that, oh man, like I should have never done that. Once you experience that, you're not doing it again. It's like the best learning tool. So,
Mhm.
I've been through a lot of stuff. I was a merchant marine from 19 to 21, traveled around the world doing that, when I was a kid, and saw many countries, all in Eastern Africa and Middle East, and that saw that part of the world, which and people say like, oh, well, isn't it like all poor there? And I go, you can take any country, but you can find something beautiful in it if you look. You know what I mean? You can find some beauty, some goodness, and that's where it comes down to. Either I can look at all the negative stuff, or I can find the beauty or the positive stuff. And I choose to find the positive stuff. And that's where I mean, and it's so funny because we go like, we go to Europe, like we were in Montenegro, and we were going through, and we didn't know we were supposed to not drive our car there, but we did anyway. And the guy goes, hey, we can't let you through because you don't have the original registration. So another guy, like a captain, came over. He had more stripes, and he goes, "Hey, listen, we like Americans. Of course, you don't have the original because you're in a rental car. We get it. So let me
Mhm,
see what I
mhm.
can do." So he cuts on his phone, and he comes back and he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna let you through, but tomorrow you have to go through Albania, and they're way stricter than us. But my best friend is on that checkpoint. I told him you're coming through, and he did, and to let you through, and he did, and he did." It's like, and it was going like,
Wow.
"What?" But the thing is, because my wife and I, we try to be positive. We be respectful of people's culture. We don't, we're not mouthy and, but, we just if I had to turn around, I have to turn around. But they let me through, and we've had so many experiences of like people being nice and kind and helping us when we needed it. You know what I mean? And at the same time, trying to help them when they needed it. So, I mean, I think it's like one of those things. Like when you live in that, I'm going to say it, vibration, positive vibration. Of do, all of a sudden that vibration follows you around, and
Exactly.
it attracts good people. And
Exactly.
I totally believe that. Yeah. So.
Oh, lovely. Oh, my God.
Uh,
And Leandri Capulong says, a million thanks to all organ donors saving lives, to the organ transplant receivers, your unsung heroes. Woo.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
makes
mean,
my fear falling. Oh, my God. Thanks. Thank you so much.
I had we had well, I was doing a show one time, and the lady came up to me, and she goes, "Hey," the husband came up, said, "Hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but my wife's over there, and her father is the one who has your son's heart." I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So that was
Oh,
pretty.
my.
Yeah, it was like, but he didn't really want to see us because her father always sort of felt guilty, and he was 60 years old, but he was a healthy guy. Didn't smoke or anything. He just had some like genetic thing, and he had a heart attack, and only had like 10% of his heart was like working, like real low. So he was a good candidate, and so he got his heart. So I mean, but she was really nice, and we connected with them, her, and then and of course she's like, you gave me my dad back, and and we met. The one lady was she wrote us this letter. She goes, I was a severe diabetic, and I could never get it under control, and she got my son's pancreas and a kidney, and she goes, and I had the operation, and we had it, and I woke up, and I wasn't a diabetic anymore. I mean, 40 years she struggled. 40 years. I mean, so I mean, how powerful is that? So
Powerful.
yeah. So I mean,
Woo.
and then, and another one got
Oh,
his lung.
sorry to bat in, team.
Oh,
Murray McIntosh is here in the house. Thank you
oh.
so much, Murray. And Bob
Murray, my brother.
Ina. Yeah, our
Yeah,
brother actually. He's now in Pasadena. I think so.
he's in Maryland, right, in Pasadena,
Oh,
Maryland.
Maryland. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
mhm,
Okay,
yeah.
team. With all those struggles, success, and in your music, in your personal life,
hmm
um, what can you foresee 5 to 10 years from now?
Somebody asked me like, how long are you gonna do this for? And I'm gonna say as long as I can. You know what I mean? The thing of I mean, and if I get to the point like my voice goes or something, then I'll just start making recordings and record other people. Like, by that time my
Mhm.
skills and like, I mean, I'm working with like, Missy Balsam had a new song called Burn, that just came out. We have two more songs in the conference,
Mhm.
one called Now and another one called Move Your Body. And then I have another song, coming in from the girl named Samira Prentice. You know Samira, right?
Samira Prentice from Scotland. I met her
Yeah. We,
personally.
wait to hear this song we came up with. It's really cool. Very 80s.
Oh
Yeah,
my God!
it's like sort of Kate Bush meets Depeche Mode.
I
It's
really
really
can't
fun.
wait for
Yeah,
that. Whew.
it'll be done in about another week or so. She sent me vocals, and I got it down about 80-90%. I have to do the last little bit of
Am I the,
tweaking.
am I the next? Oh no!
I will send it to you as soon as it's done. I promise. You know, and then, but Burry was there when I was in the studio when I was putting the vocals in, and he sort of said, "Wow," he goes, "I didn't realize like all the work that and what it takes, like all the little like automation and the equal, using the equalizer and the compressor and some of the different plugins and get like just the whole thing of like putting things in a lot of reverb so they stand on the back so you don't confront with the main vocal and stuff like that." So, but she did a really good job singing, and I really love the song. So I think you're
Yes,
gonna like it
yes.
when you hear it. So and then I work with Leah Graves, which is Murray's niece. I'm working with her. That's good. And then
Yes.
I'm working with another guy, Ben. This guy, it's with a song called Nolan. I had a good friend of mine, Nolan Neal. He was a really great singer and writer and stuff, and he passed away about a week after I came back from Europe. So sad because he was just, just an amazing person.
Yeah.
And then my mother died the day before I came back from Europe. So, but she was in hospice, so she wouldn't know I was there anyway. So, I mean, I've had like all this stuff, happen, but it was sort of a blessing because she was 90 years old. She wasn't like young, and she was just in so much pain. It was a beautiful. I said for her, I had my sister put the phone next to her ear, and I said, "Mom, it's okay to go. We love you, and I don't want you to suffer anymore. I don't want you to hear be for me." You know what I mean? Because was there a point like when you're suffering that much? Why? You know. So this hospice organization of Val was beautiful. They were, every day they bathed her and washed her, kept her clean. They had a lady come in and play guitar and play songs to her. I mean, it's like it was a beautiful way to go.
Wow.
So so
Okay,
yeah,
Mom,
been
sorry to butt in. Team, Mom Ina says, "Wow, so glad that he's in your show, bossing." Well, thank you so much,
oh,
Mom Ina.
thank
We are
you.
feel proud and honored to have Tim McGarry and of course Maury McIntosh. Lord, Maury McIntosh says such an inspirational person, Tim, that
Right.
you are. I am grateful to the Almighty for having you and your family in my life. God
Oh, thank
bless
you.
and love and harmony always. Love you, brother. We love you, Maury McIntosh. Wow.
We love you
A
too.
team. Yes, yeah, a team. Uh what can you say about of your 12-year-old self looking back in your life? What can you say about your 12-year-old self?
Well, I was the oldest of 10 children. Irish, Irish Catholic, right? So, and was like, there was never a dull moment in my family, So, but I was, even then, I was doing music. I was playing with this girl, Susie Greengrass and Joe Shohan. We had a band called, I think it was Avocado Green or Bare Feet, and we're playing
Mm-hmm.
music. And I just, it was funny. I was playing drums and I didn't have a drum set. I was just basically, I had books and had the books set up like a drum set. And Christmas came, and I thought I was getting a drum set. I was like, oh, and I went down to Christmas and no drum set. I was like, mm. And then my father goes like, hey, go take these the wrappings and put them in the den over there. And there was my drum set. I was like, oh, so I was so happy. But there's something about music, like I don't know, it's like it takes me to a different place. You know what I mean? Some people just like and I know it it's cathartic. I mean, when I lost my son, there's a couple songs like "Miracles." The "Miracle" is a song that I wrote with Bruce Miller, and we had this guy do this guy sing it. He's a Christian singer. He's like, the song is beautiful. I'll send it to you. It's gorgeous, and this guy did such a great job with it. And it's just a piano thing, but when he sings it, it's like, oh my god, it makes you cry. But it helps, It's
I
like
love to hear that soon.
yeah, I'll send it to you when if I might have to be home because I don't have my computer on me.
Thank,
But when I get home on
thank
Monday,
you,
I'll send it out to you. But
thank you.
the yeah, the songs are like they're I mean, music is cathartic, and I think the thing is like I've always been attracted. I mean, I remember when I first got I worked in a cooking hamburgers when I was 15, and I saved my money. I got my first stereo, and I would put the stereo speakers on the side of my head, one in here, one there, and I'd have Crosby, Stills, and Nash, it would just take me to a different place. I'd like it wasn't just music; it was something more spiritual than that, and I think that's why that I connected to music for me so far, and I just love writing. I just love I love singing. I love performing. When I first the first Island Hop we did, it was 8 years ago when I first started. This is my 8th year doing it, and that year was some people got sick or somebody had to go home for something. So hey, can you come fill in this slot? Fill in this, and I did. I sang all over the place. I was like, oh my god! So I got a good reputation. But I loved it. I didn't mind. Yeah, I love to sing in front of people. I love to, show my craft, and stuff like that, and see if they connect and have a good time. Like last night I wrote with a guy named Shane Stevens, who he wrote like American Honey and that Applebee's song and some really big hits, and just the nicest guy, and stuff like that. And then it was sort of the place was like sort of a restaurant and bar crowd. So I'm doing these silly songs like Whiskey and Wine and Feed That Dog, and I was one that had people singing, and my wife's going like, well, I don't really like those songs because they're sort of country, and so. But Shane got it. He goes like, we're at a bar, like we need to have fun. He's got hits people know. I don't have some of those
Lovely.
hits, so I had to do the little energy thing, get people. But people had a great time. They laughed and they had a good time, and everyone sang, and 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 then I told my story about like American. I have a song called American Made, and I tell them about when I was the DMAT team and all that. So I mean, it's great. So.
Lovely. And I think Murray has an addition comment with this, and let me pull up this one. And he said, "Is there a duet coming in the making? Tim and Marvin Velasquez together singing and song writing a special." Wow, I'm looking forward for that.
Yeah, I think we should. I'd love to write with you, man. It's like we can do it, and so we'll what I usually do a lot of times I'll send you a track, and then we'll just sit down and write some lyrics to it, and it should be fun, and it'd be great for you to be able to, like, we can do lyrics, and then you can speak it in your native language, to put a song in that.
It should be mixed, English and Filipino. Yeah.
Right. I'm working with a guy in Georgia, and so we're doing the chorus in English, but the verses will be in Georgian. So that's sort of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So that's good. So yeah.
Tim, I have here your song, your last song. Actually, I've downloaded 4 of your quality songs.
Okay.
And the title is "The Only Thing." What
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah. The only thing in my way is me.
Okay. Lovely.
I mean, how many times? But I wrote that with the guy Bruce Collins, who has an unbelievable story. He broke out of jail. My friend, I told you about Mike Kinnaman. He ended up in Mike Kinnaman's office, and Mike Kinnaman convinced him, go back, turn yourself in, because if they catch you now, it's going to be bad. So he did, but he got out, and he has what a story. But
lovely.
And so, but yeah, this is fun song, and it's
and people of the world. Okay, sorry to butt in, my friend.
No,
people of the world, please listen to the song from Tim McCurry. Here we go.
Some love, it's what you said, what you promised for us. If my eyes would only see the love you shed on me, how would I know, how would I feel it was enough? Give me a chance and I'll show you the way. I'll show you the way it should be. If you know anything my way is me. Give me a chance and I'll show you the way it should be. 'Cause the only thing in my way is me. Go ahead, man.
I'll show you the way it should be.
Thank you for checking out this exclusive in-studio performance.
Wow, what a world-class performance. My God, I'm goosebump. I'm a fan. Oh my God, Tim. You make my night really amazing. Wow. Woo.
I'm having fun,
Peop-
man. Thanks so much. We're
People
trying.
of the people of the Philippines should watch you personally in live. Might as well. We will invite you here to come over and do a series of concert here in the Philippines.
I
Probably next year. Next year. Oh,
I would love to do
uh,
that. I'd love to do that.
exactly. And there's some Filipino. I think Marie Macintosh pull up some. I think he googled this. Ang pagsasama-sama ng mundo sa pamamagitan ng musika ay isang pandaigdigang inspirasyon at dapat ibigay ito ang lugar sa mundo palagi at magpakailanman magagawa natin mas maganda. Something like we are uniting through music, and it's worldwide inspiration, and we should give the place in every place in the world and forever that makes our world go round wonderful. Wow. Thank you so
Nice.
much,
Oh,
Murray. All right.
thank you.
Okay, Tim, what next about Tim McGarry? What next?
Well, I have right now. I'm going to finish a song with Samira, Leah, and Missy, and Missy's going for 3 weeks. I'm going to start recording. I need a lot of songs I need to record. I have like "Lucky to Find Love Again," the "Goodbye" song. I have the one called what's one "Down the Road." Kicking down the road. But I have like so many songs that I've written that I haven't recorded yet because I'm recording everybody else's, which is fun. You know what I mean? But it's like I said, like I got to do some of mine. Just working on that. So I'm working on
Tim,
that.
in relation with that, of course, I
Mhm.
already known you a bit because of this interview as a musician, as a father, as as
Mhm.
husband, as a human being. You're very commendable. I feel proud to have you tonight.
Oh,
And
thanks so much.
thank you so much, Murray, for being the bridge that we met along the way. And
Right.
you are one of the treasure artists and musician and friend that I have
Yeah.
right now in the social media. And what makes you different? What sets you apart from other artists, Tim?
I don't know what sets me apart. Just like there's so much music out there. So like I mean, for me, it's like I realize that not everyone's gonna like my music. No one's not gonna like your music. I mean, you know what I mean. So we just go out there, we do our best. We sing songs from the heart. When I do
But right
live.
now, tonight, all our viewers loves it.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, thanks
Yes,
everybody. I mean, I just try to do my best. I try to sing from the heart. I try to write from the heart. And people a lot of people respond to that. When I do these live stream things, like on giving gigs or in music from Scotland, people go like, "You really,
yeah,
you sing from the heart. You sort of gut it out." But that's the only way I know how to do it. I love the Dalai Lama says, "Whatever you do it 100%, so you get the full benefit."
exactly.
And
Yes,
so
yes.
every time, like I just tell you real quick. So this is a quick story. So my friend in Nashville, Bruce Miller, had this show, and he said, "Hey, listen, can you come at the end of the day, end of the show, and we're going to tie it up. We'll do like 5 or 6 songs, and then we'll go home." I said, and I was really tired because I'd written 3 songs that day. And when you write songs, it's like studying for an exam. It just your brain is fried. But when I say I'm going to be there, I show up. So I show up. We do our songs. We're packing up. We have guitars on our back, and 7 women and a guy show up. And I go, oh, they go, oh, we really want to hear some music. What you guys done? So I said, okay, I'm not going to set the PA up, but I'm going to tell you what. You sit in a circle around me, like close to me, and I sang a bunch of songs. So people bought some CDs. I had 1 CD left, and I handed this lady. I go, listen, I'm going to give this to you. She says, thank you. She goes, and I didn't want to tell you, but I work for Luke Bryan, the country star. And what
Yeah,
song do you,
yes.
what song do you want me to pitch from the CD? So so there you go.
Ah,
So the moral of the story is, no matter what, you bring it every time you sing, because you never know who's in the room, right?
mm,
And it could be an opportunity for you to expand your career, at the same time.
exactly,
And then people
exactly.
and the people will like really get your songs. So that was like, and I tell that story because it's just like, most of the time, oh, I'm done, man. I'm out of here. And who knew that, that I would sit there and write, have a song to get pitched to a major artist from somebody in his camp. that's really great. So yeah, so I'm, I mean, I guess that's one thing. And then, the other thing is that, every time you're performing, you bring it, you do the best you can, you bring it out, and another thing too is like, I tell you, like, young people, I say, watch a performer that's professional. If you get to watch what they do, watch how they get the crowd in, watch how they bring them in, you know what I mean? Because that's the other part of it, I mean, because like, like you get someone like, this next song is for, okay. You know what I mean? It's not, you gotta, you gotta, somebody said, whatever you gotta do 10 times your personality. Bring it out there, bring them in, like talk to them, like, make them part of it, That's what the whole thing we get singing. When Queen, they're like, we will rock you, the whole thing was like, it says like, we're doing the song, but how can we bring the whole audience to sing that lyric? And they did, right? Like, and everyone's, when they used to play that song, 50, 60, 80,000 people, like, we will, everyone sing it. That's the whole thing. And so when I do these songs like Whiskey and Wine, or, 3 shots of gin, 3 shots of whiskey, I get them singing. So then they're part of it, they're part of the story, they're part of the performance. And that really brings the crowd in, you know what I mean? To your, like, to into the performance, and they have fun. And the thing is, like, I mean, I want you to have fun. I want you to, like, laugh. I want you to, I'm gonna sing love songs. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna sing some funny songs. I'm gonna sing some, not politically charged, but things about, that I feel important, that are important to me, and people respond to it, and they have, so that's the whole thing for me. I don't know. That's all I can tell you.
And the thing that valuable thing that I will take away from you is, in every performance you have to make most out of it, because you can never know who's watching you, or either way, a producer or a big recording company or a music entertainment or in all that. So make the most out of it. It really matters, actually. Thank you so much for that advice. And of course, Len Capulong says, she said audience in fact is very important. Yes, definitely, Miss Len Capulong. Okay, team, what would be your valuable message to all the musician or young generation who would want to follow anyone's footsteps or your footsteps?
Well, I don't know, my footsteps, but believe in yourself. Do, number one, you know what I mean? Don't just, people like, oh, I'm just going to let my mom, my mom loves my songs. Of course, your mom loves your songs. Every mom loves her son's songs, right? But,
exactly.
But I think is for you is like write and write and write, and every day. Dolly Parton writes a song every day for like the last 25 years. Every day she writes a song. That's 365. You know what I mean? So a year times 25. Figure out how many songs she's written. So you keep on writing. Improve your craft. Always stay learning. Always stay open. You know what I mean? If you need to, like I tell people, like if you're playing guitar, if you're a novice guitar player, take a lesson. Take a lesson on guitar. Because the thing is, if you can do new stuff on the guitar, like they always say, like, if you're going to do a song, do something that in the beginning of the song that the people like a little, or something that gets people like, oh, that sort of sounds cool. Let me listen a little bit more. So improve your guitar playing or whatever, or piano playing, whatever instrument you're going to do. Try to be the best at it, because that will give you some more knowledge and other things you can write with, like chords and stuff you can use that are a little bit different. Lyrics, I say there's a thing you say called put furniture in the room, and all that is putting in, like, a lot of times new writers, they put in, they go, oh, it's just like just emotion stuff. Well, people can't see an emotion, so like I have that one song, Not That Way, and it's like, it talks about this girl, this guy, he loves this girl, but she doesn't love him in that affectionate way. She loves him like a friend, and he sort of breaks his heart. But the lyric goes like, 3 kamikazes, 2 beers, and Patron on ice. I thought you're going for the record on your birthday party night. You lost your shoe, you lost your mind. You were dancing on the table like a wild child, singing Redneck Woman at the top of your lungs. Boy, do you have everyone smile. Now, the thing is, you can see all that. You can see the shoes off. She's on the table singing. You can see the drinks that she drank. You know what I mean? Going crazy. And those are all visual things, and that's what they say, like in American Made, it's like as the smoking pipes of a Harley and the rumble they make, the laughter of a child, or July parade. You can see all that, right? So so try to use visual things, you know what I mean, in your songwriting. And it doesn't have to be hard rhyming even. That's a mistake. You know, there's a thing called soft rhymes. Like, you know, if you have an A rhyme, you can say, you know, you can say wage, you can say, you know, hey, you can say, you know, me, hey, there's all kinds of ways you can, as long as it says A is in there, you know what I mean? So you can do soft rhymes. And the other thing is write and write and write. And even if the song's like not great, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's not bad. But you might have a line in there that might, like, you know, be great. And then the other thing is too is to start learning the craft of co-writing. This is a huge thing because a lot of times I tell people like they start writing songs, and what happens is that you know you write a line. It's like that's not really a great line, but it's okay. It fits there, and that's what I want to do. When you're co-writing, you keep on trying to make the best line. You know, keep on doing it. That line's okay, but it's not great because good songs, okay, great songs. You know what I mean? Like a song like, you know, I Can't Make You Love Me, that Bonnie Wright song. You know. That song, lay, turn down the bed, that one, I Can't Make You Love Me. That's a song's a classic. And the thing is, I did a show with this guy, Art Shamblin. He was one of the writers in that. That song was actually a bluegrass song. and the guy who wrote it was a piano player, and he totally redid it. You know what I mean? To me, that song is a classic song that's going to sound great 20 years ago, and it's going to sound great 50 years from now. It's classic. So
On the contrary, team, you've mentioned me before that you always wanting to create a notable song, which is a classic one, which is
right.
there is a longevity. So tell us about why you wanting this classic thing, and with all your composition, you don't even consider that a classic one, or how was it?
Well, I don't know, I guess like, the thing is like, there's a song like, so my children get royalty checks, I guess, when I go. So, I mean, there's a song like, what was it called? It's like, I love you more each day than yesterday, every day.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay, that song.
Love you more today and
yesterday.
yesterday.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I met the guy that wrote that, right? And
Lovely.
and that
Wow.
song, he says, I still make $50,000 a year from that song.
Oh my God.
Now, how long has that song been going? You know what I mean?
Yeah, a decade.
Yeah, a decade. I mean, lots of decade. That thing's like 30, 40 years old. But it's one of the most played on the oldie station. It goes in a lot of movies and all kinds of stuff. So that's a classic, That to me, that's a classic song. It sounds great. Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's some songs that just like always sound good. So that's what you have to write. So the thing is, be careful not to get stuck into like some like, right now, you know what I mean? Put things like, try to make it so like, 20 years from now, it's like, oh yeah, that song, it's great. You know what I mean? Still sounding good and so relevant. You know what I mean? Because if you get too writing things about they're just about now, they're happening now, or like or in the mainstream right now, then you get caught there and you're sort of stuck there. And after this stuff goes away, which it does every year, new something will come out, your stuff will be dated. So you try to write something that's more classic that can never be dated because it's just it's beautiful. And but that's the whole thing, like turn down the bed, turn off the lights. How about that one that I love, the one Whiskey Lullaby, she put me out like a midnight cigarette. Oh man, what a line. I mean, you see that, it's like put me out like a midnight cigarette. I mean, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? The visual, the whole concept of that, you see like it's like it's incredible. And that's the kind of stuff, to me, that's the stuff I'm trying to strive to write for. I want to write that that line that goes, wow, and people that and a lot of people they really like some of my stuff, and they'll say, wow, that song that you came up with, whatever, really great. But but I'm still striving. I'm always striving for like try to get a better song. And I think that's, as a songwriter, you should be. I want to make the best, the song that would last forever, that people can listen to 50 years from now and still relevant. I want to write that song. And I read and some of these guys too, when you hear some of the lines they wrote, like when I do these like things, like I write with a guy named Frank Myers today, brilliant writer, has some big hits, and just and a really good guitar player. And he came into Nashville as a guitar player and then started getting into writing some songs. And because of his great guitar playing, the chord structures he's come up with, really helped. and then he'd co-write with these people and wrote some really classics. So yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to, so writing, so I think that, improve your craft all the time, watch other people, listen to other songs, what makes that song sound good, you know what I mean? And what song that makes it, like a classic, and to me, and then when you strive for that. Young songwriters, start learning to record. Logic Pro is $199. You got everything with it. It's 60 gig. It's 60 gigs of memory. It's a big, get a decent computer. And start learning and start recording your own stuff. Because, I mean, how many songs come out a day now? Thousands.
Oh, thousands. Yeah.
Every day somebody comes out.
Every day. Yeah.
What's especially
especially now that we are in digital world, thousands of songs.
Exactly. So and then and then your live performances. I do a lot of house concerts, which I hope, like in Philippines, you can do some of those or whatever, wherever you range. But I'd love to do some of those, and those are sort of my favorite. I mean, I played 25,000 seaters. Huge arenas. It's great. It's so much fun. Like you go out there but what happened? But now I sort of like when I play like 30, 40 people in a living room, and we connect. I mean, and I tell them stories of the song. We become friends by the end of the concert. And so I do that. I used to do like the 2 sets, and it's really fun, and people love it. It's just like they get the inside scoop of where that song came from. They get oh, that's where you got it from. Oh, or that's where you're going with it. Because sometimes you get some song, you think it's about this, and it's like, no, not even close. It's it's totally different. You thought like, oh, I can't believe that's where it came from, or that's what it means, or that's what the guy was writing about. So people love that, like that. You really get into there, and you really know what the song's about. So I do a lot of those. I love those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Tim, please, where people can find your music right now?
I'm on Reverb Nation, timmcgarry.com. I have some songs on Spotify. I need to put more on there. SoundCloud, it's got a bunch. So yeah. I think Reverb Nation has the newest stuff, like some of the newest stuff. And also I have a YouTube channel, Tim McGarry, and there's a lot of YouTube videos. There's a company I use called Rotor, and you can make your own videos, and pretty inexpensive actually. Don't put much of my face on there, but they're fun, and I try to get them like so you get like the feeling of the song, and it's fun. So I do that, and but if you want to see like the latest stuff, then go to YouTube, Tim McGarry YouTube, and that will show you what I'm doing.
Amazing.
Musically.
Amazing. And mega shout out to the Tina Turner of the Philippines, Miss Jam Mascareñas, and Nami Namiki of the Japan is watching right now.
Hi, guys.
Aha.
Thanks
All
for
right,
listening.
team. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for sharing your personal story, your music, sharing your thoughts, your wisdom, your heart to each and every one of us. I hope this guesting wasn't the last, that you will be gracing my show for tonight. And of course,
I'd love to.
thank you. Thank you for patiently waiting for technical problems that we had encountered a while ago. It's really happened because we are live. And this is intended to all the musicians who suffered from this catastrophe of COVID-19. What would you say to them?
Well, it's over now. You know what I mean? It's pretty much like, done. And so now it's time to get back into the game and have fun and get out there and start performing again. You know what I mean? People love live music. They really do. You know what I mean? And they missed it. I mean, when people like seeing bands, like, oh man, I went to a concert. It was like, oh, it's so much fun. It's like I haven't been to a concert in 2 years. When I was in Germany, they had it was like their first Spring Fest in 2 years, and they were just like, oh, everyone just like live music, yay! So people love live music. Get out there and play. Get out there, do your shows. You know what I mean? And if it's busking on the street, or getting in, doing a club, or just doing getting a party together. You know what I mean? Perform, improve your craft, and the thing is like sometimes. You have these things that little roadblocks here and there, but is it a roadblock or is it an opportunity for do something else and learn more in your craft? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm not performing so much, so maybe I need to concentrate on my songwriting now. You know what I mean? Even more. And so you can take it two ways. Either I can be, oh, I can't, I'm having a problem, doing shows, or you know what? Okay, I'm home. I got my guitar. I got something to record with. Let me start writing and writing and writing. You know what I mean? And see what I come up with. And then when this thing ends, I will be ready with a bunch of new material, ready to sing. I improve my guitar playing. I do some vocal lessons, improve my voice. You know what I mean? And so when the time's come for you to go out there, then you get ready to do it. I mean, I sing every day. Every day I sing. I have to sing like at least a half an hour or more every day, because it's a train. If you're going to run track, you know what I mean, and run a race, you're going to train. And the same thing with vocals, you know what I mean? And the more you do, and just the thing with the piano, or just, sing songs and stretch your voice a little bit, warm up first, of course, keep your voice hydrated. That's important. Okay.
Yes.
But, it's every day, you know what I mean? And, don't strain it. Don't drink when you drink, and when you sing on your drink, don't. A lot of people, I need a couple of drinks before I can sing. No, because what happens sometimes when you're a little bit tipsy, you might strain. Yeah, I'm gonna play a nice way of saying it, right? But sometimes what you can do is just strain your voice because you don't think you're singing that hard. You know what I mean? So, but warm up, make everything an opportunity. You know what I mean? I mean, you can. That's the way you got to do it. This is an opportunity now. We can. I have time off from live shows. Okay, then if I'm doing that, I'm gonna start writing more songs. I'm gonna do more stuff. I can work on my social media. I can do videos. You know what I mean? I can put them out there because as you know, in this internet world right now, right?
Yes.
That you can read. I mean, there's a thing I do shows on, and when I do shows on there, 6,000 people watch it. 6,000. It's like being a small show, but it's like it's from my bedroom with my camera. I can't go there. And it's all over the world, from everywhere, from Peru to China to Australia to South Africa, all over Europe and Scotland. So, and that's the other thing too, is like there's 7 billion people on the planet. If I had a song, could I sell it to 0.00001%? Yes, you could. Yes. And the thing is, and that's a platinum record. And it's not a huge percentage. So, I mean, it's not, you have to believe in yourself. And another thing too is be in the vibration of doing it. Be in the vibration of being positive. Be in the you know what I mean? You have to will it and think it. Your affirmations, you read every day. This is what I have to do. You know what I mean? And what happens is your subconscious will steer you in the right direction and make you do the right things to get you going. And
wow. Thank you so much. Well said, very well said, Tim McGarry. Thank you so much for gracing my show for tonight. And
thank you for having me. It's great.
And again, I would like to commend, of course, Murray McIntosh from Scotland for being so patiently enough to connect with us. And thank you so much with all the wisdom, the heart, your authenticity, your originality, your personality as a whole was really perfect. So thank you so much, team, and see you soon for real.
See you soon. We'll talk about it. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. And Murray, behave.
Behave, Murray. Behave. Okay, thank you so much, team. God bless you, my friend. Look after yourself. Take care of your family.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye, Marvin. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, how was it, guys? How was it? That was Tim McGarry from Naples, Florida, USA. And I'll be playing, of course, his valuable guesting at the Fox in Morning Bread, something like that. So just a glimpse of his 2017 journey in television show. Here we go.
Singer-songwriter Tim McGarry's music has been tapped in shows such as Smallville, One Tree Hill, and even Glory Days.
But when it comes to Tim's musical talent, he says it's both a blessing and a curse. Either way, we're so glad he's blessing us with his presence today.
We're so happy to.
Welcome to the show.
Yes,
Thanks
welcome.
so much, man. It's great.
Well, why do you say it's a blessing and a curse?
Well, being a songwriter, you have the where you have the ability to write songs that connect to people, which is great. And the curse thing is you can never turn it off. So I'll be at 3:30 in the morning, and I'll be up and I get something in my head, and I have to go to the garage and get on my guitar and record something or write it down.
You should just sleep with your guitar under your
bed.
bed.
There you go. That's it. I think that's a sign also of being passionate about it, right?
Right. Yeah, I've been doing this a long time, and I started going to Nashville about 10 years ago. I go about every 2.5 months, and now, and I just retired as a firefighter, so now I'm there a little bit more and
Oh my
doing
gosh.
some more shows around the country. And but I love it, and the thing is, when I went to Nashville, I thought, well, I'm a songwriter, I know what I'm doing. And then I went up there and I went, whoa, and I got schooled. So, 'cause some of the greatest songwriters in the country and the world were there. So, but I learned so much, and it's been such a great experience for me and my song and my craft, just like increasing, trying to get better all the time.
Yeah. Well, you're not always performing by yourself. You've got it's Tim McGeary and the Secondhand Saints. And are you guys playing at different venues around our area now? Because you're based in Naples, right?
Right, we're based in Naples. This is Mike Bauer and Kenton Calvin, and met these guys a couple months ago, and I was looking for somebody to help me, to take the music to the next step. And these are both nice musicians, great guys. It's like one of the few times when you have a band, you actually like to be in a band.
Yeah. That's always a good feeling.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the website there, and you're going to perform for us here in just a second. You do performances for vets too. Talk about why you started.
Well, we did. I was working a couple things with Gary Hand. What we do is the VFW would pick out a guy that was in trouble, and we would go and perform, and we'd raise money. And at the end of the show, we'd hand somebody like $2,000-$3,000. So whatever they needed, like they need to pay rent, get your car fixed, whatever, they pick the guy out. And then we're working with Dave Gibson from the Gibson Miller Band. He had a bunch of big hits, and we're working a song called Patriot. And what we're doing with that is we're trying to make the awareness of people with PTSD and the problem with these vets that are killing themselves 22 a day.
Wow.
And it's serious, and we have to do something about it now. And so we're trying to make that aware. At the same time, we want to make sure that those guys know, because there's a thing about shame. They think they're ashamed about. They think it's a weakness, and it's not. It's a physical thing. When you're in that situation for that long, your body in stress, something happens to you.
Yeah.
So we want to make that aware, people aware of that.
That's great that you're trying to lower that statistic.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
alarming.
I'm sure the reactions and the reciprocation that you're getting from that has got to be pretty incredible too, right?
It's great. I mean, anything we can do to make to make the public aware, and I think that, like, being a songwriter and musician, I think what we need to do is to give back. So anything we do charity-wise, or like that awareness thing, I try to help people. Plus, I also work with a lot of young songwriters and stuff.
Yeah.
Same with them,
You
helping
guys are
them.
going to be performing at Blue Monkey here soon, but we want to hear you perform now. So
All right.
we're going to get you guys over there. Go ahead and walk on over so we
Okay.
can get our performance started.
Thank
They
you.
are going to be performing at the Blue Monkey, and that's going to be Saturday, April 1st. It's going to happen at 8 p.m. in Naples. If you like what you hear, head to timmcgeary.com, check out their website, and you can get that list of events and everything that they're up to. So again, clear your calendar. Blue Monkey, it's happening the first week of April. But take it away, guys. We're going to hear a little something now.
The smoking pipes of a Harley and the rumble that they make. This is the laughter of a child, her first July parade. You got a baseball diamond on a summer night. You got a hot dog and an ice cold beer. And you're singing the national anthem, and you're holding back a tear. Yeah, it's what we do, it's who we are, it's where we stand. American made, yes I am, it's American made, yes we can. It's what we do, it's who we are, it's where we stand. As Americans. Depression didn't break us.
Tim McGeary and the Secondhand Saints. Check them out April 1st. They're going to be performing at the Blue Monkey.
Here we go. It's what we do, it's who we are, it's where we stand.
Wow, lovely. Tim McGeary, thank you so much for gracing my show for tonight, and to all the people around the world who watch my show for tonight in the Marvin Velasquez Songlists Show, Season 2. This is Marvin Velasquez saying, in every stone being thrown to you, don't get hurt. Don't fight them back. Instead, collect those stones and build an empire. Good night, everyone. This is Marvin Velasquez, your Boston Noble Prince of the Philippines. Good night. God bless and happy weekend. See you soon again.
Book, and I call it my love diaries. It's a compilation of inspirational stories of love in this great big wide world.
Love stories to be shared, of lovers everywhere, of passion, of attraction, and of tenderness, and wisdom to be learned over my love diaries. It's just to love and to be loved in return. My love diaries, my love diaries, a collection of love stories here in my heart. My love diaries, my love diaries, memorable and so adorable in life. For lovers everywhere, of passion, of attraction, and of tenderness, and wisdom to be learned over my love diaries. It's just to love and to love in return. My love diaries, my love diaries, a collection of love stories here in my heart. My love diaries, my love diaries, memorable and so adorable in life. Love stories to be shared for lovers everywhere, of passion, of attraction, and of tenderness, and wisdom to be learned over my love diaries. It's just to love and to be loved in return, and wisdom to be learned